Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. This is actually the first user-submitted replay, or I guess viewer-submitted replay. This is Gojira Gaming playing as the Dark Elves, facing up against Turin playing as the High Elves. So we're definitely in for a very good fight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the army compositions. We do have a Dreadlord sword and board up on a dragon. Very good stuff. She's got heavy armor, piercing damage, fear and terror, the dragon breath, as well as this +5 melee attack in an area of effect, which is very nice. For infantry, we've got bleak swords, black arc corsairs up front, 2 units of witch elves in the rear to do some taunting. We've got black guard of Nagorond. Looks like another black guard out on this flank. We do have a unit of lizard limos looking very cool with their unicycle, massive unicycle limos. We've got, let's see, looks like harpies and 3 units of dark riders out, vanguard deployed on the flank. For Turin's high elf force, we've got 2 units of Illyrian Reaver archers, 2 eagle claw bolt throwers, each ranked up to triple silver chevrons for bonus accuracy and reload rates. We've also got a mix of spearmen and white lions in the front line with Teclis as the lord. Let's look at his spell loadout. We've got Nets of Ammontok, Flock of Doom, Regrowth, and looks like that's it. So pretty standard toolkit. He does have Shield of Safri and Wild Heart for the 2 lore attributes, and of course the Potion of Troy and Kane's Fury. So very good stuff. Looks like 2 units of archers, 1 unit of Lothern Sea Guard, Phoenix Guard in the kind of the anchor pin here in the rear. And that's about it, so let's go ahead and kick things off. So definitely going to be a rough time for the Dark Elves trying to advance into this, heavy missile presence here. We've got 3 units of archers and the 2 Eagle Claw bolt throwers. I'm not a huge fan of these guys. They can get some decent work done, but they're just, I've never seen them be wildly cost effective. They're all right in terms of artillery. They're not garbage tier, but, we'll see. Depending on some of the other matchups with Mortal Empires, they could potentially have a niche, but against all the New World factions, I just don't see them panning out. They are doing some really nice damage up against this unit of Blackguard here. This unit of Dark Shards without shields is going to get absolutely shredded by focused fire from the High Elf Archers. The Dreadlord also taking some nice damage here, but a very good charge coming in from these Dark Riders with shields, doing some nice HP damage to the White Lions with their charge bonus. Meanwhile, this other 2 groups just pulling away here, doing some nice zoning action. Let's see. There we go. Can get my tooltips, the casting tools to work. But a very, very nice overcast Nets of Ammontok holding up these units for quite a while. This unit of Witch Elves has taken a ton of damage, already down to about half HP, and dropping unit models very, very fast. Here comes the Lizard Limos, though, going to scythe right through the front line here, pulling effectively through the spears. Despite their anti-large bonus, they were already engaged on by the Black Guard here. They are going to get into the chicken coop, and well, looks like they're actually going to pull away from those archers. That would have been nice to be able to stay on them. The Dreadlord's coming, giving that nice AoE buff, and this unit of White Lions has been absolutely shredded by the Dark Shards. Likewise, this unit of Witch Elves is pretty much out of the game here. Spearmen matched up on Bleak Swords is not going to be great for the Spearmen. Bleak Swords aren't a great unit in many respects, but the support of the Black Guard will definitely help them win that fight. Meanwhile, the Gojira Gaming doing a really nice job of compromising Turin's backline. However, a lot of his mobile forces have been somewhat taken out. These Dark Riders have been dealt with by the Illyrian Reavers, and the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower is going to be getting back online here to do some more firing. Teclis is taking quite a bit of damage, but healing himself with the Potion of Troy and looks like Regrowth. So we're going to be getting some nice attack animations here from the Dreadlord coming into this heavy pocket here. He's going to have to be careful not to take too much damage, but there's not a lot here that's super threatening to her. So, there you can see the Murderous Prowess now proccing off. So all these units are going to be getting a nice, leadership attack and so on. So going to be very good for them. So it actually gives leadership, melee attack, vigor, and all their units cause fear. So going to be a rough time. The lizard limos are still not quite rampaging yet, so they're still under control of Gojira Gaming, doing a very good job of pulling them around, pulling through various units. These Lothern Sea Guard getting taunted like this and not, firing or anything is going to be tough. They're just going to chase here, but looks like the taunt actually wore off. Very good countercharge here by turn with the Illyrian Reavers. They're going to be able to just start circle beating these Cold One Chariots, and although they do have 110 armor, they just can't stand the amount of unit models making contact here. So the charge bonus of the Illyrian Reavers is, pretty decent as well at 24. Nothing to write home about, but it's okay. Really nice rear charge, though, from the Dark Riders here. Going to be doing some nice damage to the Illyrian Reavers. Now you can see the Cold One Chariots are enraged, so they're going to be stuck in here. The Kane's Fury Ring not making too good a contact there, getting a few of those Blackguard, but also dealing some friendly fire to those archers. But you can see the elf front line, the high elf front line rather, has fairly severely collapsed. Nice Flock of Doom pulling off a lot of HP on these troops here, especially these Blackguard. Very nice value there. But going to be getting some beautiful Noxious Breath right into this blob here. It takes out several unit models of the Illyrian Reavers and actually routes them off. And we do have this one unit of Spearmen that's kind of left all out alone here. But it's looking pretty rough for the High Elves. Balance of power is still very, very close, though, and we still have quite a bit of battle to go. You can see this unit of Phoenix Guard here that's kind of just been held in reserve, hasn't seen too much combat yet. It's going to be getting in on these Black Ark Corsairs and helping to protect these archers. They're going to get a very good defensive position up on this hill. In turn, is going to start kind of a general tactical retreat, trying to pull most of his forces back for this final stand on the hill here, which is a very smart play. These Phoenix Guard will be able to hold out for quite some time, so if he can manage to secure some of his archers, maybe get some of his Spearmen and White Lions up here for support, and of course secure Teclis, he'll be, possibly able to come back. You can see the Blackguard here cleaning up shop on the rest of the Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, the few unit models that are remaining. Yeah, I'd imagine it's pretty hard to find the actual artillery pieces on this bright terrain, considering they're like this bright white and gold. It's probably pretty hard to see that from far up if you're trying to remount the artillery after they've been routed off. But the Dread Lady here doing a very good job of getting some nice terror routing all around the field. You can see that unit of Spearmen on the far side shattering. And these two units of Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers are not quite shattered, but they can't really do much anyway, since the Eagle Claws themselves are now being saturated by, by some enemy units. This one unit of Spearmen holding out, but most of the actions happening up on this hill over here. You can see a very nice Nets of Amantok stopping this chariot in its tracks and allowing the Phoenix Guard to do some really nice damage. They're probably going to finish this thing off. It's now enraged and not going to be able to pull away and cycle in and out like it needs to. More Blackguard, however, coming up the hill for some support, so let's grab some cinematic action as we watch these Phoenix Guard in their last stand here with Teclis up here on the hill and this unit of archers. Very epic stuff. Still a very, very close battle here, and you can see the Blackguard now engaging on their High Elven counterparts in some very flashy swinging of halberds. I can't imagine that's very safe, but some Spearmen also rallying for support. He's got White Lions and Teclis himself getting in on this dragon. Dragon decides it doesn't want to take that. Probably a good idea here, and just pulls away. Could do a lot of damage to Teclis, but with the support nearby, would be rough. Looks like we're going to get a Noxious Breath. Doesn't make too solid a contact on Teclis. Does a little bit of damage, but it could have been worse, definitely. This other unit of Blackguard here got rear charged by Illyrian Reavers and Spearmen and is being routed off. We've got this other unit of Blackguard here that's pretty much full health, and they are, they're still, let's see, they're tired, but, they're not too worried about things, immune to psychology and all that. A lot of unit models left. Their leadership's holding strong, so they should be able to get in here and clean up most of these guys. It's going to be tough for the High Elves to finish this unit off. They just don't have the tools. I can't imagine Teclis has got too much magic left to be able to drain these guys away, but a rear charge from these White Lions should help somewhat. We do have some regrouped Dark Shards, though, that are going to be shooting into their rear, so not an even trade there. Unfortunately, it does look like the High Elves somewhat won out in this pocket over here. This very tattered units of Dread Swords now rallying, and the Dark Shards with shields over here. Looks like they're a bit over chasing here, but they're going to get retargeted shortly. Now you can see the Dark Shards going to be firing in their repeater crossbows into the rear of these White Lions, taking out a few unit models and hopefully routing them off. The Blackguard are really in a bad place right now, sandwiched in between White Lions and Phoenix Guard. It's a very, very pitched engagement here, but Dragon coming down should Terror Rout off. Yep, those White Lions getting Terror Routed off. And Phoenix Guard are not immune to Psychology, so they can potentially get Terror Routed off. They do cause fear, so they're not susceptible to fear, but they are susceptible to terror. So fear just gives a morale debuff, and terror will actually rout your unit off if they get to a certain threshold. So if he's able to get these Phoenix Guard to a low enough morale, then the Dreadlord coming in could potentially rout them off, and it's going to be very, very close here. You can see the balance of power finally starting to swing a little more decisively. Of course, as soon as I say that, it starts tilting back and forth. You can see it's shifting pretty wildly at this point. That unit of Dark Shards getting routed off. That unit of Witch Elves on the far side barely hanging on here. The rest of the troops rallying to the hill, trying to get in position here. But this unit of Phoenix Guard that's been holding very, very admirably up on this hill, racked up 114 kills, just absolute beast mode. They're losing out, though, against the superior numbers of the Dark Elves, unfortunately, and it's going to be a rough time. Teclis is also fighting in here, trying to take down this Dreadlord, but not... just doesn't have the armor piercing or the combat stats to really hold his own here. With the support of the Phoenix Guard, could have won, but the Phoenix Guard unfortunately being terror routed off now, and that's pretty much going to be it for the High Elf forces. You can see a very decisive blow to the balance of power now coming down, and it's pretty much going to be all she wrote for the High Elves. So very well played to both Turin and Gojira Gaming. Thank you very much for sending this in, Gojira. It was an epic battle. Definitely did not disappoint, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching that as much as I did. That's going to be it for the High Elves, so let's go ahead and take a look at the army breakdown. So, man, those Dark Shards with shields, you can see why I always bring the ones with shields. This is a pretty good example of why these ones pretty much got shreked by opposing missile fire, whereas this other unit definitely took some damage, but they're still able to perform 109 kills. Is very, very nice. 138 on those Blackguard is excellent. 77 there. The laser, or not the laser lizards, the lizard limos rather, did some pretty nice job as well. Only 39 kills isn't a ton, but they did some really nice formation disruption. The Harpies were mostly just meat shields in this scenario. The Witch Elves did some nice work as well. Bleak Swords coming in at 83 kills is pretty nice. You know, I was kind of, you know, crapping on these guys in the beginning, but they definitely held their own. Of course, 90 kills on the Dragon Dreadlord is what you want to see. For Turin, the Spearmen just kind of getting torn apart there. They really didn't get much kills, and this is one of the issues with High Elf Spearmen, is they're not really super cost effective. They're a little expensive for supposedly cheap tier Spearmen, and you know they're really not going to do very well in infantry battles. So I'm not really too high on these guys. The Phoenix Guard though, 150 kills, 2 chevrons. These guys were MVPs in this matchup. The Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, Turin I think was just playing this build more for fun, not necessarily because Eagle Claws are competitive, because they're definitely not. I do like the pick of the Illyrian Reavers though. What I would have done to make this build competitive, and I'm sure Turin would agree, is cut the Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers and upgrade these archers to Lothern Sea Guard, and then maybe grab a couple more Illyrian Reavers, or maybe upgrade one of these White Lions to a Swordmaster or a Phoenix Guard, something to that effect. Maybe grab some something else. It's interesting. The High Elves versus Dark Elves is one matchup where I really haven't hammered out a build that I really like for the High Elves. There's a few builds that work okay, depending on what your opponents bring, but it's a pretty dynamic matchup in general, so let me know your thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. I'm keeping it coming with more Total War Warhammer 2 content every single day, so stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time.